Well, then it won't rotate in the socket anymore, so it won't do this. So it'll be this, and this will happen right away.
Shoot right out.
Yes, it'll pitch you forward right away. The point where it changes. When you,
yes, sir.
You open up fine, which is good. When you sit back, that's as far as you should go. When you're just neutral, yeah. Try not to push your knees forward at the start. Try to open up your hips more. Look, watch. You open up here and then you do this. Open up, break back, and then go straight down. You don't have to keep pushing back. Yes. Push your butt back a little bit for you. Yes. Don't try to stay too straight. You can give yourself a tiny little bit of a lean forward. That'll all of a sudden that'll make it from here. See, if I try to stay too straight, you can see my knees going forward already. If I break back just a little bit, you can see where all the pressure's going. It's a rubber band like on your hamstrings and your hips. Keep opening on this all the way, all the way, all the way. There you go. And sit back a little bit more. Yeah, look at me. Just go down slow. Go here, here, break back a little bit. Keep opening up as you go down. So back on your heels. That's better. Good.
They're like they may
try not to put your hands over the bar. Yes, just underneath a little bit. You'll be able to squeeze everything a little bit. Your brace, it's very common. Everyone concentrates on getting everything tight, and then they go down, and then by the time they hit the bottom, everything stays tight, but they use the brace, and that's another reason why they fall forward. It's actually common. Your mind won't freak out and change something. As soon as you go fast, something will tighten up because your brain freaks out. So you might just have to slow it down.
I'm gonna follow you with the doctor.
Your first movement, instead of doing this, you're doing this. Open this up and sit back on your heels a little bit more. Sit back, sit back, sit back. That's better. It's easier for the hip depth too. Because now your hip stays open. Don't let your sternum or your chin drop. There you go. Elbows a little bit more forward. There you go. This, just drive it straight up through. There you go. Nice. That's better. Just don't let your sternum drop, because if your sternum drops, your shoulders will fall more forward. There, good. That was a lot better. Nice. That's better. So high, you're always going to have a little bit more tip forward for you, where it's going to, whatever you don't know until you try. But just don't have the pinky wrapped around. Have the pinky under. That's I don't know if you guys heard me before there, but if you don't use your back and your legs at the same time, this is like the hinge. It will not go forward.
My tendency is to dump forward. So you
use your back.
The sternum
out. Depth. A little more depth. Go slow it down on the way down. You keep opening. Sit back. Go down. Down. That's a lot better. You felt your core though. On the bottom, loosen up. There comes a point in everybody's lift, no matter how much you lift, because I know you're a big squatter, that you will find a weakness. And you just have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, this is where I'm not as strong on, that I need to go further. And you got to address that, or else you'll fail the same point every single time. That's better. Cock your elbows a little more forward. Now squat. And keep your sternum and chin up. That's better. Now you can use your back more. Keep your abs tight on the bottom. Keep the core tight. And that's what you're forward. Don't drop your chin. Keep your sternum up. There you go. For you, when you hold it just a little bit more forward.
This way?
Yes. If you keep them back too far, you'll, as you can see, if you keep them back too far, the angle of the shoulder tips forward. Well, when you get up to a high fatigue set, whether weight or reps, you will fall more forward. Take your time. 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 Not too bad. Try to open up more from your hips. Way up high. Open up. Open up. Open up. Open up. There you go. You see the difference in depth from one to the other? That was just from opening up. Nice.
There you go.
That's the thing. Almost every routine will work if you pick the right numbers. But the breakdown is your technique. If there's a weakness or in your technique from the get-go, or when a weakness pops up, if it's not addressed immediately, you'll always fail at the same point or get hurt, and you'll always say, this routine sucks, when it's actually you that suck. Because you want to change it. Yeah, use your back a little bit more, straight up through it. There you go. Nice. Set my shoulders, and you see where my elbows just all of a sudden lock? You feel how it locks in my lower lats down there?
Yeah.
When your elbows come up, keep your hands there. When your elbows come up a little bit, you felt how it loosened? Well, this right here is the connector, the link that holds the upper and lower body together to work at the same time. If this goes, this lower lat, you fall forward and you miss it.
I do that once.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Anybody want something different over here?
I'm gonna jump on that real quick.
I'll jump in on that.
Excellent. Technique is what you do in between reps has to be perfect too. What you didn't do is in between each rep, people take a new breath, they go like this. Well, you just completely loosened up with a heavy load on your back and you're going to try to reset. You can't do it. So a little breath like is fine. Never do this. Even before you squat, when you're set, you're locked in. You should be locked in right when you take it off. All you need to do is just breathe. Don't do this because you can't reset everything.
Did I do that on the first one?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Into your spine.
Okay.
And now use that back on.
If you do that, it
Good.
feels like it tightened up before.
You're always automatically going to push with your legs just for self-preservation. But if you do not use your back, you will tip forward at some point.
They just fall out.
Keep your elbows a little more forward. Big man. There you go. Sternum and chin. Good. Don't look down. Look straight. Use that back out of the hole. Straight up. There you go. Good. Good. Nice. Don't let that bar move.
I can squat and I can just sit. Abs. Right there in your abs.
There you
That hurts. Lighter weight. All right, come on. There it is.
Do this with your hand a little bit. No, the other way. More back. No, more back. Yeah. Now you can use your back into it. There you go. The more the hand goes over the bar, the more this happens.
Oh, okay.
As I said, it won't happen in lightweight because you can do anything you want. You won't feel it.
Yeah.
That's better. Cool. When you slowed it down, it made all the difference in the world. Just squeeze your low lats in tight and keep your abs tight. Give me. Slow down. Stop. Here's what you're doing. Instead of opening this up the whole way and dropping down, you're doing this. You're going here, you keep closed up, and then you just keep reaching for it and leaning over. So you're not using your hips anymore. So what I want you to do is your first move is like a ballerina squat. This. I want you to keep this open the whole way through. So open that, sit back, and now you don't have to reach anymore. Just keep opening and go straight down from there. Don't keep reaching back, because that only pushes you way forward. Now you stopped using your legs. You got hamstrings and butt that you're not using, and your hamstrings are this long already. So you might as well use them. Don't let your sternum and chin drop. Sternum drop. That's better. It's actually a shorter movement now too.
It feels better.
Yeah. Don't try not to let your. It's good and bad. Right. So you completely slow down the process more, especially the descent. Just elbows forward a little bit. There you go. Now I want you to do one fast. There you go. Good. Sternum. Lock your elbows down and in. Yes. Now use your back. There. Now this one, don't do so much. Just do it.
That's not very nice.
Use your abs.
In the last 6 weeks.
There you go.
That's me.
You're losing your core on the way back and the way down. Lock it up and use that to push off of. Pause squats and reps. right when you hit the bottom, you actually, on that one, when you kept your core tight, you relaxed your legs. Everything should, you want to make everything as tight as a rubber ball. When you hit the bottom, it bounces. If there's a looseness, it shows up on the bottom.
So how do I, so, yeah, I'm listening at the
Keep your
bottom.
legs tense. Everything is locked in, no matter what it is locked in. There's nothing just, okay, I'm gonna take the weight down. Well, if you get down to the bottom and you're not, your legs aren't tight, this happens, and that's what you're doing. Keep it tense all the way down. Squeeze the shit out of the bar and everything else follows. Missed from this point, right from setting up. If you're not in the right position to start, you will not be on the right position on the way down or trying to become up. Use your body. Nice. That's a little bit better. I think your stance is a little too wide though.
Okay,
You're going a little too wide. So I think you're just trying to go too wide.
okay.
I was like, oh, dude. 3.
Try not to let your knees buckle. So you gotta keep them tight. There you go. That was a little better. Be conscious of it.
Well, the headband still goes away though. I feel like.
Get your hands underneath the bar a little bit more. There you go. Take sternum and chin and open up from your groin. Keep opening all the way down. Open, 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 open. There you go. And the depth was below parallel already. And push and use your back straight up. Don't be afraid to use your back. There.
Like everything was black, and I was like,
Yep.
I like being able to see when I'm walking.
Go straight forward. Open up from the beginning. And keep opening all the way down. Open, open, open. A little better. Try to open up earlier though.
So it's more like,
Well, there you go. Good. That's better.
it's mainly bodybuilding stuff.
But if you keep doing the same old thing, you're gonna get the same shit, and it's gonna exacerbate shit for. Now is where you take your time. You could open up a little bit more on the way down. Right now. There you go. Feeling a weakness.
Breakdown.
Yeah. And the weakness was right out of the hole where there was a little of this.
Yeah.
So that means you gotta stay tighter. Because your legs aren't weak. Your butt's not weak. You can tell by the development. The brain is not using what you're supposed to. So it's a little bit of
I'm just now getting back into
yeah,
sleep too.
an awareness on the way down. So you should be aware of something more on the way down. Jumping. Point your toes out a little more. Yeah, there you go. Now open up. Sternum, elbows forward. There. Now get under it more and do it again. Just wiggle each side. Don't do them both at the same time. Yeah. Now stand straight up with it and pop your elbows down a little bit. Good. See, your lower body is acting right because of the, I don't know if it's shoulder mobility or something.
Yeah.
That's what's pitching you forward, which will hold you back with a super, super heavy weight. Yeah.
Lower bar position. That's
Yeah.
important.
Open them and open them and open them. Open, there you go, good. Good, and use your back out of the hole. Good.
Yeah.
If you just put your knees out, your hips will go up, so you'll rotate in. Opening up here,
Yeah.
makes them rotate, so you can go down and feel perfect. So all you do is you open up, break back, and now just keep opening up and go straight down from there. And it puts you in the right position. But I really, really lifted my sternum up high. Pick your sternum up, pick your sternum up. Good, that's a better position already. Now just keep opening, open, open, open. Use it all. Way better.
Nice.
That's better already. Same way, use your back. Good. Walk them in. Good. But if you keep messing up this little part of it, you'll never get better and you'll just be miserable. If you pick the right numbers all the time, that's really what it is. The work part is the easiest. Because no matter how many times I got a bloody nose, or threw up, or shit in my pants, my tail was still wagging in the gym. I loved every second of it. And just pull against my hand. Now I just want you to do a perfect squat and open up the whole way down. Keep opening up. All right, now do the same thing. Pitch your body a little bit forward as you open up. That's a perfect squat. You have no problem with depth. What's happening on the way down is it's your mind. Your mind is making your body do fucked up shit because it freaks out.
Yeah,
So the
you
best
on your knee.
the best way is
Think
have no weight on it. Put a 10 on and just that squat university, the 10-second rep thing I did. That's only to teach your body how to get in the right position to feel it all the way down. So you're not going down like this over 10 seconds. You're going stagnant. You're stopping. Stagger. Stop. Stop. All of a sudden, oh, I'm off. Now you get in better position. Then you get in a better position. Then you can jump up because you're in the right position. But if you slow it down like that, your brain is like a computer. If you type too fast, you'll fuck up. So slow it down to get that pattern down, and then you'll be able to do it. Nice takeoff. Open early. Better. See, when you got heavier, you did not open up the same. You bent your knees and then tried to open up, so you're a little bit pushed forward. So when you came out of the hole, instead of coming out of the hole like this, you came out of the hole like this, just a little bit like that. And that's on the setup. Part of that is your brain doesn't know how to work it, and it's a little bit new. It's a new muscle pattern. So it's like you being the first one down the street after it snowed five inches. So you just got to develop that
Tear
again
that rut out.
with lighter weight. With lighter weight, that's what builds it. You're never going to learn anything. That's a better squat. And stay open. Don't let them hit it.
I'm from Southeast Arkansas.
Squeeze your leg. There you go. Hit it again. Same way. Good. 2 more, just like that. Good. Keep it open. There.
That feels better.
Yeah. Yeah, who would even know that I would know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
not you.
You don't fucking change for anybody, no matter what. No matter who tells you, this feels good and it looks good, it is good. That's your version of perfect.
Yes.
Lower the bar more. There. Now this time, don't try to stay so straight. Give me an inch lean forward and keep your sternum and chin up. Get your chin up. There you go. Now stay lean forward, right there. Nice squat.
Yes. Good, Timmy.
Same way, use your back into it. Good. One more, keep your abs tight. There you go.
Nice.
Good. Much better, much better. Like I said, some people have gifts. Look at your legs and ass. If you do a high bar and you try to do this, we're not using as much, you're using only quads, you're not using the hamstrings or the giant butt you were born with. Use it.
probably gonna
You're
pop it
hitting
off
too
your,
low.
you're probably gonna pop it off your chest, get
And
stuck
it's gonna
right here,
flare.
and then you gotta flare.
It's gonna
it.
flare right away. It's gonna flare right away. Because you're not using everything together.
Would a nail sometimes fix that? Because I feel like I've been
Josh
changed
Bryant likes to
that.
have everyone go with a narrow grip, but those
Really,
are
it's a
big,
good
giant
angle.
monster guys. You kind of got to go by feel. 'Cause I've seen big monster guys go close or wide, or little guys go super wide and do huge world records.
It seemed like the heavier I get, the more arrow I need to go.
And that's what you got to do. If it feels good, then just perfect it.
Nick coached me for last April, and I don't think I can hang with his intensity, honestly. Like I
Don't let your butt relax.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
You can see it relax.
have a little bit of a better.
They look good.
Not that I will call it. Yeah, jump in.
Oh, good, it's fine.
Sure.
Almost pretend like you're pulling it down. There you go. That'll be better.
Talked to Joe Sullivan about all this stuff.
Don't let your air out on the bottom either. That'll make your thread drop immediately.
50-pound. I'm hoping that happens to me. It seems like it's a technique change that you're like, I should have made this a year and a half ago.
Whatever you know.
You're not using your legs one bit.
I can get my legs.
Here's what you do. I don't see them flex. They're staying tight, but they're not making anything jump. With your style, you need that to happen. What I would have to do is inside your shoe, when you got your feet flat, pick your big toe up. It forces everything to your heels. So right when you go to push, everything pushes from your heels instead of staying flat. It's a secret. It's an older IPF secret because you couldn't raise your heels. So, but if we went like this in our shoe, they can't see it. Then they should try this one. You get better leg drive. Try that. She's staying really tight, but she's not. You don't see her legs driving at all. So what you could do, a secret, is inside your shoe. Better. What it does is it activates your back. So then when you go to push, your back is tight and not relaxed. You could tuck a little bit more your elbows. And don't relax on the bottom. Keep everything tight. That's better.
Yeah.
Sternum up, shoulders under.
Current fitness.
Nice. You need to tuck your elbows more.
I'll hit that if nobody else is.
Don't relax, keep that tight. I want it like a trampoline. There you go. You could tuck your elbows a tiny bit more. Stay right there. No, just rack it. Stay right there. Stay right there. Put a little pressure against the bar. And now all I want you to do is just rotate your arms. There. That's how I want you to take it. Better. Rotate it more. There you go. This, even though you're wide, which is this. it's still like this. It's not like that.
The last 2 years has been right around 385, 400. It's just
It seems like it.
this close to snapping through it.
And then you're like,
You know?
I don't know how, dude. Sternum. Push your feet to the floor. Now go. There you go.
It's pretty low.
Good.
I lift my cup.
That's where I want. Now get your sternum up and get your shoulders underneath you. That's how I want you to be. Just stay close to him on this because he already went. And back it out fast. Keep your sternum up. Almost pull the weight down. Don't let it down with your arms. Pull it down and keep that sternum up. Then press. There you go. When you kind of pull it down better, it makes, then right away you stay like this and you don't do this at all. So then you have when your back stays tight, that's what you're laying on, that's what you push off of. So if that is weak and unstable, how's your bench going to be? That's right, you pushed it out in front. Think about hitting him in the face. Hit him. Tuck those elbows so you can use those big triceps. Don't completely relax. You can sink it, but don't let it relax. Better. Right here, when you pull it down, I want you to squeeze this right here. This spot right here. This is the part that makes it fiery to either stay tight or relax off the bottom. Just that. So look, put your hand on the spot on me. When I let it down, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Yeah. When I let it down, you let it down with your arms like this. I go like this. You feel the difference?
Squeeze,
Yeah. Well, that's stability. That's stability. Look, relax. Get super tight. If you lose that stability, when you get heavy, you have to push. This is going to happen right away. You got really fucking good triceps when you're not using.
It's like a mini. I tried to get
Sternum up higher and get your shoulders underneath you. You're relaxing on the bottom. You're relaxing on the bottom. How'd that one feel?
Better.
Get a tiny bit better a whole bunch of times. Drive from that heel and hit him in the face. Nice. That was nice and tight. No, thank you. I don't like to look at shit. I know, he looks really good.
And now
No, he's running away from it. He's running away from it. You gotta get it done. Get him over. Just get him done. Coffee table. 8 days later, I put a red on both sides. 75, 165. I went down the parallel and came up no problem. So he's normal.
he's still looking like
Don't relax so much on the bottom. There. Cool. Better. Good. Picking them up here and locking your lats, which gives you better posture.
yeah.
You can hit a tiny bit lower still. That looks better. Yeah. Come on. 1, 2, up. Yours. You can be a little tighter. I think the problem is you have to go like this and try to bring it down. Instead of getting it out and where it's set tight out here. And you just go straight down. Here, it's not set. You got to bring it out and get set. And what did I say about trying to get set with a heavy load on your back or in your hands? You can't do it.
Right.
It won't be in the right position.
Okay.
Sternum and lats, Stay up and tight. Pull it down. Nice. If it was real heavy weight, it would make you freak out. You're actually the on the bottom. Yeah, because right when you get to here, instead of staying tight and going like this, you go. You're doing that. You're trying to meet it and catch it. So that means you're a little bit loose. So when you, as you let it down, pull the weight down with your lats. That'll open everything up more. So when you get down to the bottom, your lats and your back are really, really tight. So you have something to push off. Here, you're letting it down with your arms and you're trying to meet it and do that. So in about 30 seconds, take that again and try to do it right. There you go. You can hit a little bit lower. That's good. Don't relax at the bottom. Keep this up. Keep it pulling it down. Shoulders and elbows. Now you see his lack of stability. Stand them up, tuck your elbows. Keep going. Keep going. Come on. 2 more. 1 more. Good. You know what you're doing? You are criticizing yourself so fucking much compared to what you used to that you're not taking credit for the stuff that you're doing right now. Every single rep was perfect and went up even. You got a shoulder replacement and shit is going up even. I'd say that's a big win. Look, you just did what, 8 reps there? That's work. That's teaching your body how to work again in this new way. Yes. Here, pick your chin up, turn your head. There. I feel better.
Do it one more time.
Well, you see what I mean? Those were great. Dude, I didn't see anything get like this at all. You know how hard that is to do with a shoulder replacement? Most people that have a shoulder replacement can't even bench ever again. That's a little bit better. You're more in control. You relax on the bottom.
I bench.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah. As I told him, I don't care if you sink it, but I want you to be in control of the sink. I don't want your body to relax and then try to redo it. When you relax, everything relaxes. Your back is not stable anymore. What do you push off of it that has to be stable? Your back.
Solitaire.
You said a 45-minute thing, right? Is this you? Come on. Drive through those legs. Off that bottom.
Close in, there you go. In the box. Drive. Tight. Now drive. Good. Everyone's loud.
He already has the best hair in the gym. Remember, tuck those elbows and use your triceps and stay tight. Come on, sternum up. Pull it down with your lats. Pull it down.
Let's go.
Tight.
Drive. Is that PR for a double?
Let's go.
Oh, for 5.
Come on. It's all you.
Up.
You got it on video. The way he was sinking it in is, like I I said, the sink is okay, but when you got all the way bottom to the sink, you felt yourself relax. So by the time you got up to after 3 reps, everything flared out because it was loose.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you can see the imbalance.
Yeah.
And it's actually not just your bicep, it's coming from your shoulder. So I would have do more shoulder mobility work up in there, especially for the external rotation, because it's not here that's bothering you, it's up in here where it's acting up.
Yeah, like kind of makes it.
It all of a sudden it just shuts off. It dies.
Yeah.
So you got to get that back, and that's both reps and the proper work. I would like sternum and chin, just same as the squat and the bench. There you go. Up and in.
I can't remember that. It seems like an easy thing to remember. Until you're doing it.
Lift. There you go. That's what I want. Yep. See, then you activate your hips from the bottom already. You don't even have to yell hips because they're already working. You could do that in the conventional too. When you pull it back out,
Say it again.
under the tension, wiggle yourself in tighter and tighter, and then put your sternum up, and the bar actually comes up by itself. Deficits or conventional. Most deficits. Get your chin up early. Don't sit so far back at the start. Yeah. There you go. And how it feels.
Because for a while, I would do kind of almost this narrow, trying to get the bar closer almost. But recently, I've kind of gone more, just kind of
What feels
squared
best?
up.
What
Yeah.
feels best?
Okay. Honestly, yeah, wider. So.
There's very few guys that could do that and get a big deadlift.
See, for me, it would always pull my lower back.
Very few.
Yeah. So, okay.
You're a little bit too far bent over when you start. Pull the slack out of the bar and wiggle it tight and get your sternum up. Under that tension. A little better. Squat down to the bar like I told him, without trying to grab it. Just squat. Grab the bar, pull yourself down and in. There you go. Earlier, you're way over the bar. You're over the bar. Up, in, a little better. Yeah, don't wait for the bar to get over your knees to think to pull it in. Before the knees, because it's, like I said, it'll pinch you forward. So do it earlier. Don't let your chin drop. Keep it up. Sternum and chin up. There you go. All right, stop. Keep tension on the bar. Wiggle your legs closer to the bar under tension. Pull it in closer, getting closer, getting closer. Now get your sternum and chin up and push. More quad though. You're pulling with your hamstrings. I want you to think quads. There you go. Now your hips are working. Take the time to set up. Yeah, there you go. Same thing. It's all the same. Push and in. There.
Like a fist fight back with those clubs?
Use your hips earlier.
So here, there.
No, it's just you're waiting to do this too late. Do it earlier.
Do it now. Like
Just when it's there you go. Sternum up. That's better. Chin, chin, sternum. Not bad. Under the tension of taking the slack out, that's when you wiggle your legs under
It feels like one of these.
You said more narrow?
Point your toes out just in here. There you go. Good.
So
Gonna allow you to use your hips first.
Anybody else?
Think sternum and quads.
You're right, you're gonna
That's better. Yes. Good. Get better. Each rep gets better. Each rep gets better. Now pick your sternum up and lock it back. Push. There. Yeah.
Now push your knees and your arms.
We got steps up first.
Knees out.
Open. Now sternum up.
There. Back. Come on, back.
And push, 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 push. Good. Never stop pushing your quads all the way through. If your quads stop pushing, that means your hips stop working. So that's when someone goes like this, and then they ramp it. Well, they stop pushing with their legs. If you push here, your hips go through. Without a pull this way and a push this way, this is like a hinge. This will not work this way, no matter what. So you gotta push it all the way through.
I like how you.
Alright? So activate your quads. Pull the slack out of the bar and keep that tension on your legs. And then you get a push. And you're just waiting too long to use your hips. You gotta use them when the bar is underneath your knees. That's why I want you to push and think hips. Don't wait so long. Keep it in close. As you pull, keep it in close as you push. Pull and push. In close. And let that first one get out in front of you. Pull the slack out, wiggle in and get tight. Good push. I want you to end up on your heels, not on your toes. Push in. That was better. That way you use your
I was like never been 25.
a little more quad push on the bottom. Quad, sternum up. There you go. Too rounded at the start. You're too rounded at the start. Get your sternum up and lock your shoulder blades a little bit more. Do it under the tension of this when you pull the slack out. There you go. That's a little better. And then you went right back to rolling over and push your quads right through the floor. Push, push. Let's go. No help.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah.
Put yourself in a position.
Where did this one come from?
Up and in, early. You gotta use your quads. Try to put some tension on your quads and then push. Put that tension on first.
All right, this is gonna be a one-hit wonder here, you guys.
Wiggle in and get it tight. Wiggle in and get it tight. Then pop your sternum up and lock your lats. Chin up. Big push. 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 There you go. Not bad. Not as
You can do it like
Get
this.
really tight. Really, really tight. And push and pull.
Come on. Yes. You know what that feels like. There you go.
He like, it's like the most giant shortcut to make shit better. Yeah. And keep doing the big game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. A little more quad push. Get your quads tight before you even go. So don't let the slack out and wiggle yourself in tighter with your legs under tension. Like you're tightening your legs as you're wiggling them in closer. There you go, see? That's enough. If you're tired, don't go.
More rep it.
Just more rep it and concentrate. You're always going to be a little bit cramped because you got a new freaking shoulder in. I've never seen anyone bench so well with a new shoulder. So just keep doing what you're doing and just don't be stupid about it.
So you can work more triceps too?
It's not just that. It's more mobility and positioning. There's going to be a lot more stuff to go on with everything in your upper back and everything in the back of your shoulder, especially.
Like I'm doing probably 3 and 4 meets a year.
Yeah, that's too many. I'd like to give myself time to get stronger and correct things that were done wrong, or else you're not really training. You're just trying to peak the whole time, and it doesn't work. You got to build. You got to think about building. You know, after each contest or each training cycle, you look at your notes and say, where was I bad on? What needs to be stronger? What do I need to work on? And it takes time to straighten that shit out. You cannot do it just jumping right back into a hard season well. My numbers went well and all the different exercises I did in the off season. I knew I was stronger. So as soon as I started getting ready for a meet, everything felt different and better. Because we all have our own strengths and weaknesses, no matter what. If this doesn't come up and close that gap and this gap gets too big, no progress, injuries. So I always like to do that and build, build, build. Then I was prepared to go up another level where I knew I was confident.
You take a week off before the meet? You like hit openers?
No, I still do some light stuff the week before the meet. Like when I was strongest, I would still go in Monday, and even though I lift on Sunday, I would still do 500 for a few sets of 5 in the squat. On Tuesday or Wednesday, I would go up to 350 for a few sets of 3 in the bench.
So just light, low volume.
Yes, yeah,
So you felt like you recovered enough for your meet?
yes. Well, your training should be set up to where you're recovered from week to week anyways. I never, not once, did I have a deload week ever.
Oh, wow.
No, all my shit was made up beforehand. I knew what I was going to do, and I knew what I was capable of to get me to a certain point.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I didn't have like a max effort where I'm going to almost failure. Because no matter what exercise it is, that has an effect on all the other exercises you do. So I never really did that.
The rounding over on a conventional deadlift, what do you do to fix that? From the
Get your sternum up and scapular traction, all kinds of upper back stuff that you got to practice on. I used to have guys do like a 1-arm row and stop here and then squeeze everything around their scapula and pull back and squeeze and hold for a pause. Kind of making your brain tell you what you're supposed to do, and then after a while it becomes natural.
Okay.
Feel it. That's how you do it. Feel it with no weight. If you can't make yourself feel it with weight if you can't make yourself feel it with no weight. So you got to be able to squeeze and feel and lock to be able to get it down at the beginning. Weight doesn't solve it. And like I said before, this is the hardest part of training because we all like to be in the gym and train. Almost any routine will work if you pick the right numbers and pick the right exercises. And the idea for me, what I like to do is I like to build, 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 build. And then when it was time for the meet, I was ready. I knew I was stronger because other things were stronger. That would hold me in place. All my assistance work had a purpose, to make part of my body stronger than it was before. So you have this, like it said, a suit of armor, where everywhere you hit, there's a chunk of muscle and strength that's better than before.
Do you have any regrets?
Nope.
Any meets that you wish you would have tried something different?
Nope. I learned. I blew out my knee because I set up too fast. Well, didn't do that again. You know, it all takes you to where you are. I'm pretty good with what I did, with the way I did it. You have to be proud of yourself, and you want your lifts, because everything's videoed now, when you look back on them, to be on reproach. So you want your squats to be down, your benches to be locked, your non-hitch deadlifts and all that shit. You want it to be perfect, because that's your legacy. That's what you got to. That's what you're going to be remembered for. No matter how heavy or how light, it doesn't matter. That's your weight.
To take on the numbers going into a meet, what do you like at the meet? How do you like it to set it up?
The meet day is different because you're not in your home gym. You don't got your guys around. You got a clock. You got different judges. So it's like you set your opener low enough that you're extremely confident to be able to hit it easy enough, and then you say, "How do I feel?"
So you push past that, going into your third attempt? Like,
If my second attempt flies, I know what I'm capable of on my third. I don't try to say, "Oh, well, I got to go for a record." No, I'm going to try to go 9 for 9 on each day I can.
people claim to say if they're not pushing themselves hard enough, and at the end go, "Oh, I had all this left." That means
You know what? I would rather have a little bit left and go 9 for 9 and not be hurt and not miss a lift, and know that for the next contest that I know what I'm capable of and I can be stronger. There's nothing really positive about missing shit. And the chances of something go wrong are higher.
I just did my last meet in October, and I looked at like the 9 for 9, but always at the end, I was like, man, I had that much more drive.
Yeah, but you
I was more
didn't.
consistent.
You prepared your last lift at a certain weight. If the weight was heavier, you might have prepared mentally a little bit different and missed it. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Wow.
For young kids. Like for young small.
Take your time. The most valuable thing I ever did was take my time. Take your time. You know, like your son, take your time on every exercise. Turn it. I came up with that 10-second rep thing before they came out with tempo stuff. Take your time to learn positioning, to get control of your mind and body neuromuscularly, to be able to do the exercise you're doing correctly. If you do not learn that, you will be, like I said, like Bambi on ice all day. Just slow it down a little bit, download it. It helps. And how you set up, don't get so technical that you analyze and paralyze. Go by feel. If it feels really good and the weight goes up, it is really good for you. If you go by what everybody says about the shin angle and femur this and all, you'll be completely fucked up.
As far as like concurrent versus like block periodization, that kind of thing, I mean,
It all works. It's how you pick your numbers.
okay.
I think some speed work is done way, way, way too light. There has to be enough weight on there where it translates over to explosive strength, not speed strength.
So
There's a little bit difference there.
gotcha. Okay.
We got done with Olympic weightlifting. I said, well, what did you learn? He goes, I learned how to move really, really lightweight, really, really fast. But it didn't make him any stronger.
Gotcha.
And again, it's all comes down to purpose.
Yeah.
Am I bad at this? And then you take the time and make out your own program. And then you write it down another 10 or 15 times until you think you got a program. And then start off low enough to where you got a place to go every week. If you start off too low or too high, you're fucked. If you start off too low, you're not fucked. You can go up. I would rather do that.
So you think it's important to keep a journal?
Definitely, and writing it down rather than computer shit. There's a different visceral feeling that clicks in your brain from being able to write stuff down and keeping an actual note on how it felt, and it's just different. I always like writing it down better.
Do you have a metric that you use when you write your own programming for how you set your volume? Are you looking for so many sets, some kind of tonnage?
At the beginning, it was always 2 top sets of reps, whatever the reps would be. And
The top sets what? RPE,
whether it was,
40?
I never went by RPE, it didn't exist then. It was how,
What you were saying.
never went to failure.
Right, so you got to.
I always had a place to go, but the routine was written out beforehand. And you write out a routine from the back end to the front end. Say, okay, let's say I squatted 500. Well, you're not gonna put your next meet, oh, I'm gonna do 600. Well, you're gonna put it at like 540 or something maybe that can be doable. And then you write out the routine from the back end forward to see where you end up. And then you write it out again till every set, rep, and weight is at a place where you know you're confident at to start and to finish at.
And so you said you would have 2 top sets.
Yeah, and then I made up more volume by doing like high bar close stance squats afterwards, or pause squats afterwards, with like one-legged leg presses or some leg extension, leg curls, shit like that.
How did you get your volume right? How did you know you needed more volume or less volume?
I trained for it. I put it in there to make it work. I followed the same rep schemes too. But how did I know I needed it? I knew I needed my assistance work that I made up with volume, like a high bar close stance or pause squat, fit a weakness I had.
So if you were seeing progress, then you knew it was right. Or
If you're making progress, bam, right there, over with. I'm making progress. Why would I change?
Would you ever have an off-season block that went to another off-season block? Like you had said, you would run your 8 to 10 weeks.
No, I would run sometimes a 16-week off-season longer cycle. I would just take shorter jumps to make it last longer because I just love that longer training cycle to learn and to feel strong.
So then you would always jump straight from that to your meet prep or your
Yeah, usually I'd have like a 3-week thing to get used to a low bar squat and a regular deadlift again.
Would you ever have to switch an exercise mid off-season block, or do you always
No.
just have it?
I knew what I was weak at. I knew what exercise would fix it.
So you weren't necessarily training your competition lifts during your off-season.
Like a variation of a squat that carried over. It had to carry over. Front squats didn't work for me. I got short legs and a tall upper body. I would always lean forward. It didn't feel right. But a high bar, closer stance Olympic lifting squat transferred over better to my regular squat. 2-inch deficit, stiff leg with no belt, pause each rep on the floor. I do 9 weeks of that. 3 weeks of 8, 3 weeks of 6, 3 weeks of 4. Then take 3 weeks to get used to a regular deadlift a little bit at a lighter load and start the training cycle.
Did you ever incorporate rotational work?
What do you mean?
As in like Russian twists and stuff like that to get
Running?
rotation? No, rotational work.
For like trunk and core.
No, I mean I did some old like Russian twists, but I would put a twist on it. Most people see they just twist. What I always like to do is I like to activate that side first by flexing it and then squeezing stuff over. There's a big difference. Most people do all that shit way wrong. They do it to where it's easier, to where they can use weight and stuff instead of focusing on the function to what you really want to do.
What did you do to stay intact? Bodywork, stuff to make you be able to lift that was outside of the gym.
There was an old fat Ukrainian guy at the gym that was a masseuse, and I went to him twice a week, and he would experiment on me.
And how important is that?
Well, it's you're a preemptive strike, so you don't get hurt, so everything works the same how it's supposed to. Is that what you don't do, fat boy?
I'm also a massage therapist. I
Okay.
I don't have time to trade with everybody every week, so I kind of ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a preemptive strike, so you don't get hurt. Everything works properly. The worst part was he would say, Erichka, I'm very sorry what I'm about to do. Then I knew it was going to be bad. It was bad.
So, in the body work that hurts is okay body work. A lot of people will come in and not go to body people that hurt them.
No, you don't want
There's
it.
a difference between good pain and bad pain.
Yeah.
But
Like I told you, I got licensed to be a guasha in Prague, Czech Republic. I flew there to do it. And a lot of things you learn is that therapy doesn't always heal you. It gives you an advantage. Like I would do guasha, and then I would do my rehab work exercises because it put me in a place where I could do my rehab work properly. So it all has to work together. There's not one thing that is perfect, But all the things work together, and you are in charge of making your body well.
If you didn't do that?
I don't think I would have lasted this long. There probably would have been a couple. See, I was going to say, almost going to say a couple little injuries, but when you're lifting a big weight, it's not going to be a little injury anymore. It's going to be a little bit more. And that part just sucks because we love it.
How hard was it for you to walk away for the last time after your last meet? You just knew you were done?
No problem. I didn't want to be the old boxer that tries to come back and looks pitiful. I wanted to go out to where, like, I had blown out my knee, and when I came back, I squatted 931, pretty fucking easy. And I was like, that's good, I know it works again, but I know I can't get up to over 1,000. Or was it that I didn't think I could, or I don't want to, I'm fucking tired. I trained really hard for a long time, and there comes a time where it's just like, no, walk away, it's good. I was happy with, like I said, with what I did and how I did it. That's all. I'm wrestling in high school. I didn't want to be small anymore, so I watched Pumping Iron. Then I met Arnold in person. My head came into his chest. I was like, shit, Jake Arnold. So I tried to be Franco. And then I saw Kaz on TV, and I was like, well, wait, I don't have to get on stage and diet and try to get tan. Well, I'm not going to get tan. You have to get tan. It's like, I think I found what I want to try, and it was like a duck to water. When I first started lifting in the gym, like for powerlifting, I squatted twice a week and maxed out both days till I hit 500. It was a complete, very good morning. As good morning as you could get. So I had back strength before I had any leg strength whatsoever. And then you just learn and keep going. Straighten your shit out. But I always almost had the same type of routine. Because it worked. And it was because I used to take my time to write down the right numbers, so I never really missed ever in training. It was never that bad. It was, you know, the training was as a whole. What I learned from the Russians is their volume was based on total tonnage over time. And they don't miss. I was like, why can't I do that? So this week you lifted 1,000,000 pounds. The next week you lift 100,000 pounds. The next week, you know, it's something crazy like that. Total volume adds up over time.
On squat, you were really big on the ballerina squat.
Well, no, I just taught you that to teach you how to open your hips. Look, if I can do this with 2 hip replacements, why can't you do it being healthy? And that teaches you how to open up your hips from here. You can, you know, this wide squat where you push your knees out doesn't open this up here. And this needs to open up so this rotates in there. If that locks up, you fall forward. It pitches you. Your hip flexors lock up and you go forward. And you can't get depth.
Is there anything that you have or you can recommend to drill that motor pattern to where
Practice.
Okay.
Practice doing it right.
Okay.
You could do all kinds of weird exercises that everyone will say fixes your squat and does this, but unless you squat right, none of that even works. So you got to squat right. People just don't take their time and they try to go too heavy, or they're too heavy a load to try to fix something.
Okay.
Never works.
So when you're warming up, do you have like, or did you have like a religious plan that if you knew you were squatting this day, you're doing exactly this, or is it like, what do I feel like I need to
Nope,
warm up
it was
this
already,
day?
I already had it planned.
Oh. So every day?
Yeah. As long as you get there and don't burn out, you can take as many warm-ups as you want. If you're really strong, you take less warm-ups, or bigger jumps. My squats is like 165, 385, 560, 670, and then you're into the 7s already.
Well, I mean like before you necessarily get under the bar, like.
I knew already what my warm-ups were going to be that day.
Did you do a separate warm-up routine, or did you just like warm up with squats by doing squats?
I would do some light, really light leg press and a leg extension, leg curl, and then squat.
Did you have a similar approach with bench?
Yeah.
Do something for your
Yeah.
arms?
When I pulled 901, because back in those days, it was under IPF rules. So we got drug tested that day. We had to use the same squat bar for squats, benches, and deadlifts. We had a 2-hour weigh-in. Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But see, I had called for 898 to break the 2400 mark. But since all these were records, they had to reweigh all the weights, and all these 100-pound plates weighed over. So it came out to 901. But my first thing was to total 2400 first.
Is that a 220?
Yeah, that was at 2. I think I weighed like 218 and a half, and that was, you know, the old time squat suit and no bench shirt, no deadlift suit.
Was that still yellow?
Huh?
With plates painted yellow?
Yeah, gold. They were gold.
I've seen that.
Those are my favorite ones.
Were those meets still done with that round system where you have to
Not
follow
that one. That was
yourself?
it was already changed at that point. Thank God.
That sounds
Up until I was when I was 181, it was still the round system.
You have to follow
So
yourself a lot?
yeah, so in that meet at 181, that was again with no deadlift bar and 2-hour weigh-ins. Is I took 749 was my opener, and then I jumped to 788 or 90. No, I called for 93, but it was actually 91 because I had to weigh the weights. And so I followed myself, and I missed it, but I didn't miss it from missing it. Back in those days, the weight couldn't stop. It stopped and then locked out. So I had to retake it, you know, a minute and then 3 minutes to go again, and I made it. But see, here's what it is. You know, you say like, oh fuck. Well, that's because what we got used to now. But you get used to and do what you got to do, and you don't think about it. So it didn't frickin' matter one day.
When you're ready to follow yourself?
You're just gonna go because you want it. You want it.
You prefer raw lifting over gear lifting?
It's so much easier. I like why I never got into gear lifting, because when I got into powerlifting, first bodybuilding, is I want to be bigger and stronger. And when I went to try to do some gear lifting, I lost a lot of that raw strength, and I just couldn't give that up. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. But am I going to take 850 and put it over my face with a shirt? Fuck no. So I don't have that kind of crazy. Just be good at what you like to do. You don't gotta satisfy anybody but yourself.